Love this poem. The next two poems I'm going to read are poems from a 5-day poetry challenge that somebody has challenged me to do. Write 5 poems in 5 days, and so the next two poems are poems that came out of that. The human condition is one of perpetual amnesia. The hippocampus is a part of the brain which serves an integral part in the creation of new memories. It is called the hippocampus because it looks oddly like a seahorse. I forgot what I was talking about. I know it had something to do with the ocean. Something to do with forgetting. Something to do with shapes. It turns out sleep is one of the best things we can do for our brain function. Funny how we all feel like slackers when we sleep in. Maybe we've been awake too long. And that's why the reefs are leaving us. The seahorses deep down there are bored. They feel unappreciated. We never go deep anymore. I feel like I was getting at something. Like I was onto something. I had it on the tip of my tongue. It was important. It was about temperature, about the human body, about patterns. I can't, for the life of me, remember where I was going with that. Some people with Alzheimer's suffer horribly. They are terribly frustrated, angry, and alone. They want the clarity. They want to work better. Not Paul. I watched Paul once a week for a few months. I took him on walks. I tried to appeal to his short attention span with my presence, with bright colors, sights, and smells. I smiled a lot. I played him some music once, read him some passages from Winnie the Pooh. I offered him a dry rose once, and he ate it. True story. Once, while we were walking, he fell and hurt himself. That was the only moment I ever saw fear in his eyes. I felt terrible. I felt like it was my fault. I thought about it for some days after that. The funny thing is that he probably forgot about it as soon as his hand healed, if not sooner. And I still remember it to this day, years later. I can't remember where I was going with this, but I miss Paul. Everybody stay hydrated. If you need some water, I have some to spare. I've been called an idealist before. But what most people who say that fail to realize is that my idealism is highly materialistic. You see, my ideals stem from the one material there really is. And by material, I mean to say fabric. And by fabric, I allude to the process of fabrication, which is paradoxically used to explain both the construction of a reality that is real and the construction of a reality that is not so real. Which begs one to ask the question, if a hallucination or fabrication is not real, then what exactly is it? If our dreams aren't real, then how and why do we have them? And to ask why, we inevitably end up at X, which again, paradoxically reminds me of the most important thing there is, reproduction, and the least important thing there is, high school math. I'm just being cheeky. Math is important. So, to find out why X is so hard to find is to find out why sex is so good. Ideally, I would have matured earlier, but I am no master of nature. As a matter of fact, all data are just bored gods with etch-a-sketches who grew tired of physical masturbation because they saw how messy it was getting. So they invented the mind as a new way for them to stroke themselves. And since they lacked minds at the time, they couldn't have imagined how messy physical beings with minds would be. So I'm just having fun, playing with the latest way the universe has found to touch itself. Eat itself, repeat itself, consume itself, confuse itself, love itself, accept itself. You see, to me, my thoughts are more real than reality. My thoughts are the new real. My thoughts are the newsreel. My thoughts are the red pill. My job is the blue pill. My God is beautiful. My flaws are truth-filled. And to me, there is nothing realer than that. There is nothing realer than love. There is nothing realer than being an idealist.